Hey, hey, I'm Mindy Kinnis. This is the Daily Rage. If you haven't yet fastened your seatbelts for the end of this year, you might want to do so because these markets were moving today. This one is the NASDAQ, and you can see a really nice move up here. And overall, on the daily, it's looking pretty hot. We had a gap up situation over the weekend. We ended down here, gapped up over here to Sunday night, and just kind of continued up mostly from there. I mean, a tiny, teeny little drop down, caught it by that standard line, and then on up from there, up almost 2% on the day. That is very impressive. We haven't even hit the ATR yet because the ranges recently have been quite large. So really solid day today, though. We did get past that turning line, and our next destination is going to be around 25,879. And then on up, we can just kind of stair step those up to these highs once again. If you think that is impressive, let's jump down to the metals and take a look at gold. Up almost 3% on the day, looking really, really solid. Did flip that parabolic SAR. Next destination is going to be that 41.49. We can just call it 41.50-ish. And once we're past that, we're going to have just a slight bit more resistance here and then like nothing, no ceiling on that up until these highs once again. Now, just watch though around that standard line because that can act as overhead resistance. However, if you thought that was impressive, check this out. On silver, we're up 4.5% on the day, which is completely bananas. And we are well past that standard line on this one. So heading higher still, we did flip that parabolic SAR. So all systems go from this point forward. This is going to be the next target around, let's call it 51.8, and then back to these highs up here. A final thing for you today. Let's look at these meats because these are bananas. Look at these, over 3%, all three meats. And this one, HE, is lean hogs. You can see just a solid day, well over the ATR, flipped that parabolic SAR. Now, in this case, we are still below the daily cloud, heading up toward that standard line. So that's going to be the place where you want to watch. Can we get past that? If so, we'll hit some resistance around here, but then on up to the cloud if we can continue it. As for the cattle products, this one, LE, is live cattle. You can see it went limit up earlier today. That just climbed and climbed, looking really solid. Same thing though, we are below the daily cloud. The standard line is way up here though at the cloud, so that we've got a ways to go and haven't yet flipped that parabolic SAR. Finally, to wrap this up, this one is feeder cattle, or GF, also went limit up on the day. That is a crazy move because I would say cattle doesn't usually do that. If you're going to see a limit up move, it's often in like corn or wheat or one of the plant agricultural products, not necessarily the meats, but as you can see, both of these it did today. Limit up right there and limit up right there. Crazy, crazy moves. Like I said at the beginning of this video, fasten your seatbelts, my friends. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm Mindy Kinnis. Thanks so much for watching.